With a snowed in weekend ahead of us, I figured it's a perfect time to make some rotisserie chicken soup. We're going to be making my chicken and rice soup as well as my chicken vegetable soup. They're both really easy to make. They use rotisserie chicken, and I'm also going to show you how to make a delicious bone broth in the Instant Pot using rotisserie chicken as well. Let's get started. What I like to do is as soon as I get home from Costco, I will take the chickens out and place them onto a baking sheet with parchment paper, and the oven is preheated at 350 degrees, so we'll bake them for 30 minutes. I will say if you have a larger full-size baking sheet, use that. Mine is very snug. This is a half sheet, so I think I'm going to invest in some bigger ones because we really are enjoying doing this and it saves so much money. And then we only bake it for that 30 minutes, but then we also have to let it cool, so I just take it right out and put it onto the stove. I just took my chicken out of the oven. I'm gonna let it cool for about 15 to 20 minutes, and that's just so I don't burn my hands while I'm taking the skin and the meat off. We're gonna put those bones along with our aromatics, our veggies, and our herbs, a little bit of spices into our Instant Pot, make our broth, and then we'll use that broth to make our soup. Now that the chicken isn't too hot to handle, we can go ahead and remove the meat. I'm not removing all of it because we want to leave some meat on there for flavor and nutrition in our broth as well. But I do remove anything that my kiddos will say, ew, what's that? That definitely goes into the soup. They don't like any like brown pieces, red pieces, any gummy pieces. So we remove anything that feels gelatinous or anything like that. So what I do is put chicken breast on one side of the container and then the dark meat on the other side. I put the skin on a plate because I'm going to go ahead and crisp that up. And again, we're not going to remove all of the chicken. You can if you'd like, but I do want to have some of that in the pot, so this way when the soup broth has the time to make all that broth, it has even more nutrition. It's not just from the bones. And then we're going to do that for each of the chickens. Then I'd like to go to the bottom and I do take the twine off. After that's off, I like to go ahead and remove all of the skin on the bottom. I don't crisp up this skin. It's just not as flavorful and it's a little bit more fatty, and we don't need all of that skin, so I don't put it in the soup either. It's a little bit too much fat for the broth and I don't want to have to skim all that fat out. So what I do is remove just a bit of the meat that my son loves because he's a dark meat lover, and I'm not going to go ahead and do all of it because he's just not going to eat all of that, and we want some of that nutrition for the soup. Then I like to take that skin and lay it flat on a parchment lined baking sheet, and then I bake it at 350 degrees for about 4 to 5 minutes until it's nice and crispy. I like to sprinkle it with a little bit of granulated garlic too, but if you lay it out flat, it does get super crispy and it's so delicious. My kids really like it. Now that we have our chicken in our Instant Pot, I like to go ahead and break down the bones and meat. This way it settles nicely into the bottom of the pan, so this way I can add my celery, onions, herbs. I also add some carrot and some seasonings. If you've ever just tossed away the center part of your celery, this is a great use for it. I love using it for soup broths. It's super flavorful. You could even use it when making soup. I love to add the greens as well, but I'm using it for the soup broth today because I know it's going to give a ton of flavor and nutrients to our bone broth. I also have some carrots, and then I had some onion to use up. I am also adding in some fresh dill. I love dill. My mom always used fresh dill in soup, and I also use some fresh parsley. I like to add some dry things too, which is a little bit of kosher salt, some fresh cracked black pepper, and then we also add in some turmeric, which works well with the pepper for anti-inflammatory, and then we'll also use some dried thyme. Now, if you have some fresh thyme, you could also use a few sprigs of thyme. I don't have any, so I went ahead and used some dry thyme for now, and this gives a beautiful flavor to our soup. You can also add other things that you might prefer. If you wanted a sweeter soup, my family loved to add parsnips whenever we're making like a matzo ball soup. Also, if you like matzo ball soup, I have a delicious recipe for my grandma's matzo balls here. I'll leave it linked above and below, and we're just going to continue adding our seasonings. Then I'm going to place the pots into the Instant Pot and cover them with water, and you want to make sure you don't go above the fill lines on them. In the 6-quart, I'm gonna cook it for about an hour. You can go for like an hour and a half, but I'm gonna go for an hour since we only have 1.5 chickens in there. And then for the one in behind here, I'm gonna go for about an hour and a half, about 90 minutes. So that will be perfect for both of them. And then while I'm taking care of this one will be finishing up, and then we'll be ready to put our broth in the freezer or use it for soups. Our chicken skin is done. My kids love it. It's crispy like bacon and super flavorful. Now we're gonna let our Instant Pots release naturally, and once they're naturally released, we're gonna go ahead and open it once it's safe, and then we're gonna let our soup cool down before we remove it and strain it. Now, I was struggling with my previous strainer, and I did upgrade to a 3-pack like this. It's a medium, large, and small, and I really love them, and it has been worth the price, and it's super affordable. But I just didn't like wasting things because I had a strainer that I could use, and it was working for me. But unfortunately, it was like a part of a set, like a bowl set, and I didn't find myself using them. So I love going in to my text and just texting, hey, to my sister or any of my family, hey, does anybody need this? But I also love the Facebook groups, like Buy Nothing groups. I will often put things on there for things that I no longer need, but someone could use. Now we're gonna go ahead and make our first soup. I am making my chicken and vegetable soup. This is really delicious. We're gonna start it off by sweating some onions. We wanna make sure they're just a little bit translucent. I add a little bit of salt to really draw out that moisture. And since we're using cold rotisserie chicken, I don't add it at the end, I add it while I'm making everything. Then we're gonna go in with our broth. I'm using my homemade chicken broth from the Instant Pot. And we're gonna go in with about 4 to 5 cups, and then you could also add in some water too. Remember, our bone broth, chicken broth, is super concentrated and really flavorful, so you're gonna see how it tastes, and maybe you need to add a little bit more water if it's in a soup, or you can keep it with that high concentrated flavor. I like to save and stretch my broth, so that's why I like to add a little bit of water like that. So I'll usually do like 4 to 5 cups of broth and then 1 to 2 cups of filtered water, and I feel like that's like the perfect balance. Then we're gonna add in our vegetables. I'm using mixed vegetables. We're gonna go in with about 12 ounces, so I'm using 4 1-cup portions and just putting it right in there. Now, the reason I'm using this instead of celery, carrots, and things like that, it's because this is supposed to be a quick soup. We did the onion, so if you wanted to, you could have done the onion, celery, carrot, but it just takes a little bit longer. We're also going to be adding in some petite diced tomatoes, and if you don't like the chunks of tomatoes, you can add in some puree tomato. I like tomato puree in here just as much as I like the tomato chunks. It's personal preference. I'm going to add a little bit of granulated garlic as well, and then mix it around. I'm going to use an immersion blender just to give it a little bit more creamy texture, so this way it breaks things down just a little bit, not too much. We're not going for like a creamy soup, but I just wanted to give it a little bit more texture. Then I'm going to add in my pasta. I'm using a soup pasta, so it's just baby shells. You can use ditalini, or I wouldn't use things as small as like pastina, but you can use whatever you prefer. My family really likes the soup shells, so that's what we go ahead and use. Once it's done, I cut the heat off, and then we add in a little bit of Parmesan cheese. Sometimes I'll add some lemon juice, but I feel like it was perfect. I did not add it today. Now, while our soup is cooling before we enjoy it, I like to go ahead and put some of that broth away in the freezer. So this is all of that broth that we had from just that small 6-quart Instant Pot. I still have to let my other one cool from the 10-quart, which I really am so sad they don't make anymore. I don't know why they discontinued it. I would love to get another 10-quart so I can make 2 big batches of soup, but you know, at least I have my 6-quart, so I'm happy. I'm going to freeze all of this soup, and then it'll be ready for when I want to make more soups just like this one. Now I'm taking it out of my 10-quart Instant Pot and putting it through that mesh sieve again. What I'm going to do is let it cool down. As you can see, it is piping hot. We have quartz countertops, so I always put like a cork board or any kind of like pot holder or something just to act as a buffer between my countertops. Even under my super cubes, you'll see I have a cutting board. I really regret getting quartz countertops. I don't know. What's your favorite countertop? Anyway, this soup is so delicious. I hope you guys give it a try. It's so easy to make, and it's one of our favorites. I'm so glad that I used both of my Instant Pots. I have enough broth to freeze, and then I also have enough broth to make another soup recipe. So we're gonna make my chicken and rice soup. I'm gonna discard all of these bones and then freeze the broth. Gonna cut the tops and the bottoms off though, and I did rinse them really well. If you have like a vegetable scrubber, that's a great way to get them nice and clean. A little salt and give that a little stir. Oh man, I need to refill my kosher salt. Do you guys work with kosher salt? I like it. It's a coarser salt, and it's just something my family's always used, so I always reach for the kosher over the table salt. I'm gonna give that a little zhuzh. Give that a little stir. All right, that's looking good. Now, if you have a problem with chopping, I use my press and chop in my other video, which is my husband's favorite meal prep. And you can use something like that, a little press and chop. Careful of your sleeves if you have some sleeves. I got this sweater at Costco actually, and I love it. It's so cozy. Let those sweat down a little bit more, and then we'll add in our chicken. I usually make this soup by putting my chicken in and browning it. So I use chicken thighs. We're gonna go with chicken breasts and chicken thighs from the rotisserie chicken. I'm gonna grab that from the fridge. So we're gonna do some dark meat and some chicken breast. So this way there's a good mix. All right, that looks like a good amount. I'm gonna give this another little stir. Just gonna put it right on in there. And I'm doing it now because it's cold. So if you came home with a hot rotisserie, you could wait to put it in last, but I wanna kinda give it a little bit of the heat from the soup and everything and flavor of the soup. I don't want it to just taste like rotisserie chicken, so that's why I like to cook it with it, but that's completely optional. You could just toss it in with the hot and ready chicken. I'm gonna do a little bit more chicken. Just a little bit more, a little more breast, and a little more of the thigh meat. Thigh meat stays so juicy in the chicken too. I like the boneless and skinless chicken thighs for the soup. They're perfect. Again, you have to remove a lot of fat and stuff from them, but after you do all that, they're great. I like this to have a really rich chicken flavor, so I add just a little bit of beef bouillon, maybe a half teaspoon to a teaspoon, and that's just to give it a really rich flavor, almost like if I was getting it from like a restaurant. It just gives it a really good flavor. I do love my broth in here, but it just adds another layer. That is completely optional. It's really good without that too, but I like to add that, so that's optional. Mix that around with that. Again, I like to water it down too, so I'll add 4 cups of broth, 3 cups of broth, and then 1 or 2 cups of my filtered water from the sink. So I'm adding in my broth. My camera stopped filming, but we have about 7 cups of broth in there and 2 cups of water because we're gonna add more ingredients. I wanna make sure that we have enough broth. My family likes a little bit more brothy, so you could use less if you prefer. I like to add in a little bit of tomato puree. This is something that kind of gives me that comfort that my mom would do. She would take a large tomato and it would infuse in the soup, and instead of doing that, I just put the tomato puree and it adds a beautiful flavor. I should have put this into some super cubes, but mine are all occupied in the freezer right now, and with the pending snowstorm, I'm not disturbing them in case we lose the power. I don't want to mess with anything right now, so I just put it into this container and into the fridge. Now, when it comes to the rice in my chicken and rice soup, I am a little bit picky about what rice I use, so you guys let me know what kind of rice you use. I am a big fan of using jasmine rice. This is a white jasmine rice, and it just falls apart beautifully in the soup. One thing I also want to mention is you don't have to make soup with this. You can just enjoy it as a bone broth. It's super flavorful as well. I love the dill and the parsley. I really taste that. In addition to the chicken, it's not just a meaty broth. I love the herb flavor too. It's so comforting, so warm, and it's perfect like at the end of the night or in the morning when you just want something cozy. Like, you don't have to have hot chocolate and coffee all the time. I'm gonna save some for my little guy. He's taking a nap. All right, let's let our soup cook. Nicely boiling, so I'm gonna go ahead and stir it. You can see the rice has plumped up a bit. It's not as much as I like yet, but I'm gonna add the parsley now. The rice has about like 10 more minutes to where I like it, and I'm gonna just chop my parsley now. If you don't like parsley, you could also use some spinach or watercress, escarole, whatever you like adding to soups. I just like the flavor and texture from the parsley. And I use a little bit of stems too, that's fine, it gives a nice flavor. Remember, we use parsley for the broth too, so there's already parsley in here. Now, if I was making my regular chicken noodle soup, I'd add some dill here too, but since it's just my chicken and rice, I like to just go with the parsley. The chicken and rice soup is my favorite, so I saved that for last. And it is so hot, but I have my sleeve on it. I like my soup hot. I'm just gonna give it a little quick blow. So good. And like always, I always taste and season to taste if it needs more salt or if it needs a little bit more liquid. Like if I need to add a little bit more water because it's too salty or something, I just do that before plating it up. But this is perfect. All the seasonings are great. It has so much flavor. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me in my kitchen. I have a ton of other recipes if you want to check those out. I will see you guys soon. Take care and God bless you.